Alright, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with the weekend preview for August 7th through August 11th. A little bit of an extended weekend because of Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series is back, and they're going to have their first ladies fight coming up this coming Tuesday, the 11th. So let's get down to it. First up, we're going to Uncasville, Connecticut to the Mohegan Sun for Bellator 243, a flyweight bout. Valerie Lareda taking on Tara Graf. Lareda coming in 2-0. Graf coming in 1-1. Lareda, of course, undefeated as a pro. Graf coming off first loss of her career via TKO a year and 8 months ago. So a bit of a long layoff there for Graf coming off a loss. Graf is the elder fighter by 12 years, 34 to Lareda's 22 years. They both stand the same height, 5 feet 4 inches, 163 centimeters. No reach listed for Graf. Right now, Lareda's is listed as 62.5 inches, 159 centimeters. So I watched Tara Graf's last fight, and it ended in the third round. She got clipped hard. She was like dazed, but not quite out of it. It was kind of an early stoppage. I liked what I saw from Graf in the clinch and in the pocket, and I think that's where she would do best to take this fight against Lareda. Lareda, of course, being the Taekwondo stylist, she's going to need room to get her kicks off, and that's what she's going to be looking for. I feel that the longer layoff for Graf is going to be hard on her, is going to favor Lareda, I should say. I mean, Lareda hasn't fought in like 13 months, but that's better than, 20 months for Graf. There's not a whole lot to go on here. I feel like this is definitely one of those fights where like Bellator is trying to build up Lareda, so they're giving her like easy fights, but fights that you would expect for someone who's only 2-0 to fight. She gets a lot of crap for for the matchmaking that they're giving her compared to the promotion, but she's only 2-0, so this is the kind of style like fight you're going to give someone who's 2-0, someone who's 1-1, who's only had 2 fights as well. Anyway, I'm going with Valerie Lareda here, but I think Tara is a live dog in this fight, so keep an eye out on that one. Next up, we're going to Saturday. We're going all the way to Sweden for Brave Combat Federation 38. Also in the flyweight division, Marlin the Herminator Hermansen taking on Elon Oberg. Hermansen coming in 5-1. Oberg coming in 2-1. Hermansen on a 3-fight win streak. She just fought a little over 2 weeks ago, beating Anna Maria Powell at Brave 37 via rear naked choke. Now she's taking on Oberg. Oberg coming off her first loss 8 months ago. Let's see. Don't have an age for either of them. Hermansen is 1 inch taller, 5 feet 5 inches, 165 centimeters, to Oberg's 5 feet 4 inches, 163 centimeters. No reach available for Oberg. Hermansen has one of 66.5 inches, 169 centimeters. So I haven't seen any of Oberg's fights. Now, I did see a clip of her pro debut. This knockout over Anna Astvik, it looked like she murdered a chick. I mean, she was dead in the ring. It was like Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica I levels of unconsciousness. It was bad. She is coming off her first loss. Hermansen coming off a really nice win over Anna Maria Powell. She just stalked Powell, stayed in her face the whole time. Really nice victory there for Hermansen. That's why I'm going with Marlin Hermansen to win this one as well and keep that win streak going and extend it to 4. But Brave Combat Federation, I like their shows. The matchmaking it's okay. It's regional MMA, but the production levels are very nice. Production levels are a step above regional. Anyway, moving along, still on Saturday, we're going to UFC Fight Night, Lewis versus Olynyk. One fight in the bantamweight division. Yana Foxy Kunitskaya taking on the recent Invicta FC bantamweight champion Yulia Stoliarenko. Kunitskaya coming in 12-5. Stoliarenko coming in 9-3-1. Kunitskaya coming off the TKO loss to Aspen Ladd. Before that, had a decision win over Marion Renaud. Stoliarenko coming off a split decision win over Lisa Verzosa 4 months ago for the vacant Invicta title. Kunitskaya is 3 years the elder, 30-27 for Stoliarenko. Kunitskaya is 1 inch taller, 5 feet 8 inches, 173 centimeters tall, to Stoliarenko's 5 feet 7 inches, 170 centimeters. However, the reach is a little bit reversed. 69 inches, 175 centimeters for Stoliarenko to 68.5 inches, 174 centimeters for Kunitskaya. So Stoliarenko built up a bit of a record before the Invicta title fight. She had won 4 fights in a row by first round armbar. Basically going out there, hurriedly trying to get her opponent down and go for that armbar. She tried to do the same thing against Lisa Verzosa. Almost had it. Almost did it. And then didn't. Now, could she do that against Yana Kunitskaya? It's certainly a possibility. The problem is, what is she going to be able to do if she can't get it done? Then she's in for a long fight because Kunitskaya is a tough chick. She can take a hit. I mean, we all saw what happened when Marion Renaud broke her nose. She still kept fighting on. And Kunitskaya, she has decent submissions herself. She can take the fight on the feet. She can go everywhere. Stoliarenko, I like her aggressiveness. I like her tenacity, her viciousness. I mean, she'll just keep the fight going. And she's not afraid to, get bloody doing it. Again, go watch the Verzosa fight on Fight Pass. That was one of the bloodiest fights I've ever seen. And I've been watching sport for 15 years, so that says a lot. I'm going to go with Yana Kunitskaya on this one. Stoliarenko, like I said, she could go out there and get that early first-round armbar. But if she doesn't, I think she's going to have a harder time against Kunitskaya than she did against Verzosa. I think Kunitskaya is a little bit better, a little bit higher of a level than the current Invicta level of fighters, which isn't saying much because Kunitskaya herself was a former champ for Invicta. But we're going to go with Yana Kunitskaya to win this one. Which moves us along to early Sunday morning. RIZIN number 22. 2 ladies fights. First up, at super atomweight, 108 pounds, Kana Asakura taking on Mizuki Furuse. Asakura coming in 16-4. Furuse coming in 7-6. Asakura riding a 2-fight run over Alicia Zapatella via split decision, and then Jamie Hinshaw via Kimura submission 7 months ago. Furuse, on the other hand, is on a 4-fight win streak over Mika Sakamoto, Pan Hui, Panakata Minori, and then Yasuko Tamada. All 4 of those fights within the last year. Asakura is the elder fighter, 22 years to 19 for Furuse, so it's like, 42 years between the two of them? Something like that. So very, very young fight here in the super atomweight division. They are both the same height, 5 feet 2 inches, 157 or 158 centimeters. I don't have a reach for Asakura. Furuse, I have a reach though, 63.8 inches, 162 centimeters. I've got to go with Kana Asakura on this one. Furuse is 1 step above 500. Also, she is coming up in weight. Her last A fight or two was down at microweight, 97 pounds. Here she is fighting 11 pounds higher. Now, granted, she's not going to have to cut weight like she did for the microweight fights, but Kana Asakura has been fighting at super atomweight for the past 2-3 years, so she's going to be more comfortable in that weight. Also, Asakura has just been fighting way better opposition than Firouzeh has, because when she fought her second to most recent fight, Firouzeh fought Pandakata Minori, who was only 1-2. Now, her last win was over Yasuka Tamada, who was 17-10-3. Tamada is also 52 years old, so still a nice win for someone so young and, you know, relatively inexperienced. But Asakura, her wrestling is on point. Her striking, she's gotten it up to, you know, competent levels. Firouzeh's more of the all-rounder fighter, but doesn't do anything particularly great. So we're going with Kana Asakura to win this. A finish would not surprise me, but neither would a decision. Moving up to strawweight, for whatever reason this fight is at strawweight. Ayaka Hamasaki taking on Tomo Maesawa. Hamasaki coming in 19-3. Maesawa coming in at 13-10. Hamasaki coming off her first loss in a while. Split decision to Sahi Ham, where she lost the RIZIN super atomweight title back on New Year's Eve. Before that, she was riding a nice little, at least 4-fight win streak. I believe 4 fights. 5-fight win streak leading into that fight. Maesawa coming in off a successful defense of her Deep Jewels atomweight title over Emi Tomomatsu 9 months ago. Before that, she was on a 2-fight skid, both at super atomweight, first to Kana Asakura and then to Sahi Ham. Both those fights occurred last year as well. Let's see, Hamasaki's the elder fighter, 38 years to Maesawa's 32. Hamasaki's the taller fighter, 5 feet 1 inch, 155 centimeters, to Maesawa's 4 foot 11 inch, 150 centimeters. Very small fighter is Maesawa. She's tiny, but she's tenacious. She's Tomo. Anyway, the obvious pick here is going to be Ayaka Hamasaki. The fight's at strawweight, which definitely favors Hamasaki. She fought half her career at strawweight before moving down to atomweight. She's also just an all-around better fighter than Maesawa, and she's faced the tougher competition than Maesawa has. Maesawa, I think, like RIZIN is just basically using her as like fodder here. So this is a good warm-up fight for Hamasaki to pick up a win after taking that loss. Maesawa's best chance here is to try to take Hamasaki down. But let's be honest here, her takedowns are not going to be good enough to get Hamasaki down. And if she can't take Hamasaki down, her striking is not as good as Hamasaki's. And she's going to have, you know, the height and reach disadvantage as well. I mean, so this is just, I don't like to make anything a lock because I'm not a bettor, but this is basically a lock for Ayaka Hamasaki. I mean, you'd be dumb not to pick Hamasaki here. Well, I don't know if you'd be dumb. You're definitely brave. You're definitely brave if you were to pick Maesawa. So we're going with Hamasaki. And then finally, Tuesday is Dana White's Contender Series, a strawweight bout between Vanessa Demopoulos and Corey Mckenna. Little Monster Demopoulos coming in 5-1. The Hobbit Mckenna coming in 4-1. Demopoulos riding a 4-fight win streak. She most recently fought a little over 2 weeks ago, defeating Sam Hughes via submission. That was in, I think, the 4th round via inverted reverse triangle choke. Did a review on that. That was a good fight. Corey Mckenna last fought a year and 2 months ago, defeating Julia Chinello via TKO to ground and pound at Cage Warriors. Don't have an age for the Welshman Mckenna. Demopoulos is 31. Mckenna is listed as 5 feet 3 inches, 160 centimeters tall, to Demopoulos is 5 feet 1 inch, 155 centimeters. No reach for Mckenna. Demopoulos has a reach of 62 inches, 157 centimeters. Haven't had time to do film study of Mckenna. I like what I see on her record. Her only loss is to the way more experienced Mikkel Deseni back in Cage Warriors in 2018. For the most part, she has fought fighters relatively close to her in experience and done well. She has her first couple of wins are nice. She debuted against a fighter who was 3-1 and beat her, made her quit after the first round. Her second fight, she took on someone who was 3-0, won a split decision. Demopoulos has been fighting roughly around the same level of competition as well. I'd say even a little bit easier, lighter competition down in LFA. But that win she had over Sam Hughes was really nice. And that was a darn good fight too. It's one of my, it's on a short list for me for women's fights of the year so far. I'm going to go with Demopoulos on this one. As long as she's not too beat up from her recent fight, and she must not be to take this fight. I like what I've seen from her. She's coming in shape. She's still in fight shape. So we're going to go with Vanessa Demopoulos to win this one, but that's like a 70-30 as far as my confidence in this one, which, looking at 142 predictions on Tapology, 73 to 27% for Demopoulos as well. We're going to go with Vanessa Demopoulos to win that one. All right, so that's it for my preview for this weekend. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, if you like the video, please like it and share it as well. And what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA Scene Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.